The 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Hello everybody, I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. Always a pleasure, and I mean that, to be here with Kenny and Shaq. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the New Orleans Pelicans. Well, for New Orleans, they're not satisfied with the record over the last 10 games. Under 500 basketball, just not good enough. Looking to improve tonight. And you take a look back at the Spurs, not just last season, but what they've been able to do for decades now. Shaq, are we witnessing one of the best stretches of any sports franchise?
Yes, I've been beaten by this team. I've beat this team to have sustained success like the Spurs. It's rare, Ernie. I don't care what sport you're talking about. It started with one of my favorite players, the Admiral, and the young Tim Duncan. And now they're set up for the future. Sugar K. Leonard is the man in San Antonio.
Well, I'll tell you, we'll look back in 20 years if we're still alive at that time and just shake our heads wondering, how did they do it so well? I mean, this Spurs team is a franchise to model your franchise, not just in basketball. If you're a business, go to the Spurs seminar and you'll learn how to have a great business.
Well said. That does it for us. Kevin Harlan with the call, and we will see you later.
Greetings, everyone, from San Antonio. The Spurs playing host to a Western Conference affair here at the sold-out AT&TCenter. We're all set to bring you NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brett Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, guys, Anthony Davis's ascent to stardom has been almost as quick as the physical growth that transformed his game. Davis said, going into my senior season in high school, I grew 7 inches in one summer. Every 2 to 3 weeks, I needed new clothes, new shoes. As I grew, it was like starting all over again. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. As I recall, he said that was a tough adjustment, but he's been ahead of the curve ever since. And as we move past the All-Star break, everyone is fighting for playoff position right now. Do you feel the top 8 teams from each conference getting into the playoffs is a fair number? Would you like to see fewer, more? What do you think?
No, I think 8 is a good number. 16 teams being represented in the postseason for the NBA playoffs. It works out quite well.
And the Spurs start out with the ball. Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. At small forward, it's Cunningham with Davis at the 4. Rajon Rondo is out there with Holiday, and it's Cousins, and at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Davis, and it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
Just an excellent job by Davis, commanding the ball in the paint and finishing with that look with tremendous confidence.
Aldridge is screen. Parker kicks to Green. The shot off that time. Excellent D there from Holiday. Dishes to Cunningham. Outside Holiday. New Orleans moving the ball around. Outside Rondo. Just 4 to shoot. A baseline J. Cousins, no good. Here's Leonard, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And New Orleans gets called for the foul.
NBA All-Star, NBA Finals MVP, all in such a short period of time. Kawhi Leonard is for real. Well, coming into the league, Kawhi Leonard was not a perimeter shooter, but he's developed into one of the league's finest. No longer a spot-up threat, though. He can create some offense on the block, able to handle the ball and bully smaller players with that massive frame at 230, just moving defenders around.
First one falls for him. And, Brent, you look at the growing offensive role for Kawhi Leonard. For as many touches as he gets, he hardly ever turns the ball over.
Well, have you seen his hands, Kevin? How would you get the ball away from those things? You just don't find players who can score in isolation, space the floor, and protect the ball as well as he does.
And the stability of the San Antonio roster had always been one of their strengths, but with the departure of some of their veteran stalwarts, this Spurs team has a new look.
It's been really interesting how they've restructured what it is the franchise's foundation is going to be as they move forward. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard and LaMarcus Aldridge becoming the pillars of what the next 5 or 6 years of San Antonio Spurs basketball will be.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Pelicans shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
You know, you think about DeMarcus Cousins, every time you feel like he's kind of nearing his ceiling, he just explodes through it. I mean, some of the stat lines he put up, they're legendary. And if he weren't already difficult enough to defend last year, he added the ability to stroke that three-pointer. I mean, you're talking about a 7-footer with the complete repertoire on the offensive end.
Love the follow-up. It's as if Aldridge knows where the shot's coming from and gets himself in great position on the glass.
Outside Rondo. Pass to Cousins. Cousins missing again. And talking about Cousins' new outside shot, he hadn't taken more than 22 three-pointers in an entire season before last year. Oh, quite a change.
Yeah, everything Cousins is doing skill-wise on the money. Maybe you'd like for him to shoot for a higher field goal percentage, but that could be nitpicking. The important thing is the total effect he has on his team.
And so here is New Orleans following the bucket by the Spurs. Back to Rondo. Davis sets a screen. Takes it to Cousins. And the rejection by Leonard.
And that's the thing we know about Leonard. As a defender, on the ball, off the ball, he's rarely out of any play.
The 10-footer. Gasol missing again. Pelicans trail by 4. At the top of the key, Rondo. To the inside. Here's Davis. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Man, that guy coming out firing, who knew? Exactly what we expected.
Gasol a screen. Parker kicks to Gasol. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and he'll go to the line.
And this last offseason, Pau Gasol coming over to the Spurs in free agency. It seems to be the exact kind of player that the Spurs would want on their team, especially with his basketball IQ. Pau liked the fit as well, and it didn't take long for him to join San Antonio.
That free throw, no good. And for Gasol and the Spurs, it was actually another Gasol that was prompting Pau to join the team. His brother Mark told him, go to San Antonio.
Yeah, and what is strange is that Mark is very much on a team that rivals the Spurs. So I don't think Mark was doing it just so he could battle his older brother 4 times a year. I think he meant what he said with the Spurs. They are a great organization and would probably make the best fit for Pau at the end of his career.
And the second free throw, good. One thing that Greg is often underappreciated about Pau Gasol is just how aware he is out on the floor, not only on the defensive end, how he'll help out, but also his vision as a passer on the offensive side.
Really, Kevin, one of the best passing bigs to ever play the game, and it's a part of why he's been the crux of so many offenses. Very good at identifying and exploiting a mismatch for himself or others. Never forces things on offense and always takes what the team's given.
Here's Leonard following the score by New Orleans. And Parker gets it to go. The assist by Leonard.
Well, even with the defense right in his face, Parker is just in his comfort zone down inside with that look.
Rondo passes to Holiday. Rondo against Parker. Rondo dishes to Cousins. That shot is off. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
Yeah, major problems at the charity stripe in that game. They just could not convert their free throws.
When you're on the road, those are not points that you can afford to miss out on. Step up, knock down your free throws. They shot themselves in the foot with their struggles at the line.
Here's Holiday. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Davis kicks to Holiday. Davis with a screen on Green. Shoots off the screen. Tries again. And Parker with the block. Green against Holiday. A three from Leonard. The Spurs rebound. Goes back up. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Pelicans trail by 7. Here's Cunningham. Here's Davis. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Davis has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Just a phenomenal crash from Anthony Davis on the boards there. He comes up with the rebound and gets an easy putback.
Parker outside. Passes to Aldridge. Parker dishes to Leonard. And it's good on the assist by Parker. And that's now 6 points for Kawhi Leonard. Holiday, the pass to Rondo. Outside Holiday. A rebound by the Spurs. Aldridge has got his 3rd rebound on the night. And stolen by Cousins. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. Rondo's running. Cunningham kicks to Davis. Yep, that one goes. Davis has got 8.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And DeMarcus Cousins, such a polarizing figure for coaches and fans alike. And this is dating back to his college days, even at Kentucky.
Yeah, maturing some, but obviously that fire burns bright within him. His passion is what helps fuel that production, especially when you start comparing him to other true centers.
With a break in the action, let's go to the 2K leaderboard. These squads have been lights out this month. In 4th, the Spurs.
I just love their offensive flow lately. I mean, this is a dominant team offensively because of that rhythm and pace.
Spurs leading by 5. Parker outside. Leonard kicks to Gasol. The 9-foot shot. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Gasol's got his 2nd basket of the game.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
The feed to Cousins. Outside Holiday. The dish to Davis. Rondo passes to Cousins. Turnaround Jay, and it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
It took him a while, but he finally gets one to fall.
Spurs have gone 8 of 14 from the field in the 1st quarter. Aldridge with a screen on Rondo. There's the lob to Aldridge.
It's just excellent use of the pick and roll by Parker, a Tasmanian devil whose speed and decision-making causes so many problems for the defense.
Pelicans trail by 7. Rondo kicks to Cunningham. Pass to Cousins. Fade away. San Antonio with the rebound. Aldridge has got 4 rebounds in this game. Green dishes to Leonard. Parker outside. Leonard sets a screen for Parker. The kick out to Aldridge. The shot, no good. Great tee that time from Davis.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Pondexter, the pass to Moore. New Orleans moving it around. Oniunas kicks to Pondexter. 6 to shoot. Here's Moore. Drills it from outside. Moore's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. San Antonio leading by 4. Mills dishes to Gay. Takes it from 10. Hill pulls it in. New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. To the middle, Lee with the steal. It's Ginobili on the wing. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Pondexter kicks to Moore. To the inside. Lee with the block. Here's Gay. Pelicans with the rebound. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
The offense just struggled mightily in that game. They went stretches where points just became very difficult to come by.
I think mostly they just did not give themselves a chance on the inside. They settled too much for the jump shot. I would have liked to have seen a better effort to get the ball to the paint.
Pelicans trail by 4. And it's Moore penetrating. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Spurs shooting 47% from the field to start things off. Here's Ginobili. And he makes good on the layup.
Oh, there's a surprise. Manu out hustling somebody. Don't forget about him inside.
The Pelicans shooting just 35% to start the game. Mills with the steal. On up the court. And Laverne throws it down.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
Here's New Orleans trailing here by 8. And the Pelicans have targeted what they call young veterans, guys who know the league but are still going into their prime.
Yeah, you think about names like Drew Holiday, Tyreek Evans, maybe even Omir Ashik. Of course, those players have commanded some big contracts to this point, and you like to see them healthy enough for the coaching staff to determine whether or not this group of players is going to work together and what their ceiling might be.
Shot's good by Mills.
Yeah, second chance points, a huge issue right now. They're getting steamrolled inside.
Here's Pondexter. He's covered by Ginobili. Pondexter, the pass to Moniunas to halt the run, and it's Etuan Moore with the foul. That's his first foul. Spurs leading by 11. And here's Mills, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. And here comes Moore leading the fast break. A nice shot by Pondexter.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yep, he got up ahead of steam and no one could come over to stop him.
Ginobili dishes to Mills. Here's Lee. That shot no good. Now New Orleans will take it the other way.
And they've come out with a take no prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
There's 45 seconds left to play in the first. Moore outside. Another one falls for New Orleans. San Antonio leading. Now Mills. On the wing, Lee. Back to Mills. He kicks it to Ginobili. Screen by Lee. 5 on the clock. Tries from 16. Lee with another miss. Moore outside. He feeds it to Moniunas. Good on the 13-footer. Now just a 5-point Spurs lead.
Just couldn't get a hand in the face on that one.
And this is where genetics may come into play, using that height, especially to get off the mid-range jumper.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. It's the Spurs. They lead by 5. Live from the AT&TCenter in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And one of the rising stars in the NBA is Anthony Davis. His offensive game is growing by leaps and bounds, and he talked about his area of focus.
A lot of face-up, like to do the one dribble pull-up. You like to do the one dribble, fade back off one leg. I haven't got there yet, but catching the ball at the elbow, catching the ball at the nail.
Well, I tell you, you could be here an awfully long time if we're going to list all the different moves Anthony Davis can hurt you with.
Yeah, the Brow definitely has the full toolkit available to him. Tools a lot of guys don't learn to use till much later in their careers, really, if at all.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yeah, you see they're attacking from all angles and carving out position in the paint, racing in from the perimeter. You have to box out everyone.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court right now for the Spurs, Mills and Manu at the guards. David Lee is out there with Laverne. And it's Gay in at the 3 spot. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. And the Spurs lead by 5. And so here is New Orleans. They beat the Spurs during their last encounter in San Antonio.
Their last game against this squad, they won out thanks to some big contributions from the bench.
Yeah, a few of their reserves got some decent minutes that night, and they took the opportunity and ran with it. A lot of scoring coming off the pine in that win.
Eunice grabs the miss. Pelicans trail by 5. Here's more. Laverne grabs the miss. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill. And to look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Pelicans.
And not a lot of attempts from beyond the break. Those deeper three-pointers can be a little outside of some players' range, but they've got guys who can make that shot. I think that's just an outlier so far.
Screen by Lee. Hills with it. Gay left side. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And Rudy Gay, extremely versatile, has the size and athleticism to play a number of positions. He produces. But for some reason, Greg, people always seem to want more out of the guy.
Yeah, some of the disrespect I think he deals with is because he hasn't played on a lot of winning teams. Greater efficiency and tougher defense are a couple of areas where he's still trying to improve.
That's good from Rudy Gay. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Pau Gasol has checked in for Laverne. Leonard comes in for Lee. Daniel Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Patty Mills. That one misses. You see a lot of teams looking to go up tempo, but you've got to have the personnel, Brent, to do it.
And we see some coaches who get really frustrated with teams who don't do it all that well, Kevin. You got to have the right guys who understand what a good shot is in the first 6 seconds of the offense, and then the secondary attack, setting up a half-court defense and taking advantage of mismatches.
Parker kicks to Leonard. To the paint, unloads. Green. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, a tough year for Danny Green in 2015-16. The worst shooting numbers since his rookie season in the league. I expect a bounce back from him at some point. He's too good to not let that happen.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. And Brent, after signing that 4-year, $40 million contract, a lot of people thought Green left a lot of money on the table.
Well, given his play last season, he played a bit down to the contract, if there is such a thing. I think it's a blip. With LaMarcus Aldridge joining the team and Kawhi Leonard feeling himself out, Danny Green will get back in that slot quickly.
Both free throws good from Green. And you have to like what Danny Green, Brent, brings to the table defensively. Long arms, very quick for his size, and he can defend 1 through 3.
Well, that's a pretty good tandem if you're suiting up next to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi takes the stronger guy, and Danny Green usually goes to the quickness defensively. And Green also a strong defensive rebounder and one of the better perimeter shot blockers in the game.
From 10 feet out, pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. 8 points for Leonard.
And sometimes it just doesn't matter how good the D is. Kawhi with the all-world ability to hit the jumper even when you got him blanketed.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be the next all-star big man in San Antonio, but he downplays any notion of him as a successor to Tim Duncan. He said no one is going to fill his shoes. There's no pressure, and I'm not trying to be him. Our games are different. I think a pretty good perspective, Kevin.
All he has to do is be himself, D.A. Thanks. The free throw drops for Cousins.
And Rajon Rondo, really one of the purest point guards over the last decade. When you're talking about assists, I mean, he's a guy with the ball in his hands, is very effective at making decisions for the offense, dictating pace. And when he plays off the ball, especially as a spot-up shooter, that's when problems can arise, but he knows how to move without the ball and always seems to find himself in the right place at the right time.
And it's Green missing.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, you want your guys to attack with confidence, but that's just a bad look.
From deep. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
And a chance here to see the numbers for Davis. Just an incredible month of basketball. Right around 21 points per, 12 rebounds, and just over 2 steals. And you look at his gaudy steal numbers defensively, he makes his presence felt on every possession.
Now the pass to Cousins. They set the pick. Cunningham kicks to Holiday. He dishes it to Cousins. Baseline jumper. It's good, and the San Antonio lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Drew Holiday. And for Rondo, somewhat of a resurgence last season, gained back much of the confidence he had lost after his tumultuous time in Dallas.
Yeah, I felt like Rondo felt appreciated last year. And there's no substitute for having the support of your team. This is a proud individual, and we're talking about a big-time game.
The Spurs have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
Well, the Spurs have 3 future Hall of Famers. There's no doubt about it. And even with the acquisition of LaMarcus Aldridge, there's no question who is the Spurs' best player. It is Kawhi Leonard. Quietly, he's made that leap into superstar status. Although don't ask him about it because he won't tell you anything.
And he makes both free throws. And Brent, you asked some people around the league. Kawhi Leonard has now thrust himself into the conversation for the league's best player.
That's pretty amazing. A Finals MVP and a Defensive Player of the Year before he ever made the All-Star game. Sometimes the fan recognition comes a lot slower when you're down there in the heart of Texas in San Antonio, but the numbers don't lie. His impact goes way beyond the box score.
The Pelicans shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. Free throw, good, Holiday. And Brent, you won 2 titles playing for the Spurs. In a lot of ways, the model franchise in the NBA. What's their secret?
Well, Kevin, if I told you the secret, it wouldn't be one anymore. But really, it starts at the top with their general manager and, of course, Greg Popovich. When you continue the lineage that they've had between David Robinson and Tim Duncan, it's such a strong foundation for what it is that players are expected to do. And of course, they define their roles every time a new player is with their ball club. It's been sustained success. And most teams, Kevin, now basing their systems on the Spurs model of continued success.
Leonard, the pass to Aldridge. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. To the wing right side. Cousins, no one around him. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target. Cousins has got 7 points for the quarter. For San Antonio, they've gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. Parker kicks to Leonard. Offside Gasol. To the middle. Here's Aldridge. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Aldridge has got his 3rd basket of the night.
So difficult to defend Aldridge inside. He can go around you or shoot over you. Pretty much whatever he wants to do.
Cunningham kicks to Cousins. Feeds to Cunningham. But they get it back. Cousins dishes to Davis. A shot off that time. Aldridge with some nice D. The Spurs have gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. Davis, the pass to Rondo. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Holiday goes in, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Got one on Parker.
Thinking about Drew Holiday's size, the one thing you would think about is that he could finish around the rim with great efficiency. That has not always been the case, and I'm sure in the offseason that he's worked on that, trying to finish with contact and improve himself by getting to the free throw line for easy scoring opportunities.
And for Holiday, he can certainly get into the lane, but finishing amidst the tall timber or working himself to the line, that's a big part of it.
You know, in 2015-16, Kevin, he did a better job of getting to the line, but sometimes when you come off of injury, you're a little reticent to go in there and take that kind of contact. As the season goes on, I'd love to see him establishing that confidence again in getting in there.
Parker dishes to Aldridge. Back to Parker. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And that one's good. Leonard.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Rondo kicks to Davis. Davis sets a screen. Cunningham passes to Rondo. To the paint. Gasol with the steal. It's Parker outside. The Spurs rebound. Leonard dishes to Parker.
And Parker just so skilled at marching his way to the stripe. He just has an endless amount of cunning moves that consistently frustrate the opposition.
And Tony Parker, the 3rd Frenchman ever to play in the NBA, and unquestionably the best.
Well, we've seen a lot of his countrymen follow in his footsteps, and he came over so young. At that time, he was the youngest point guard in the NBA since Magic Johnson was in 1979. And like Magic, he quickly earned some championship hardware.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
The unfortunate thing for the Pelicans franchise is that injuries has been a constant for them the past few years. It's hard to explain, and it's been a real buzzkill for a team that was expected to become a factor in the Western Conference.
Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of points in the paint.
Yeah, maybe these matchups aren't the best for his defense. I'm sure he's taking a long look right now at the bench to find some answers.
Pelicans trail by 6. Outside Rondo. Screen by Cousins. And Holiday kicks to Cousins. And again, New Orleans has no luck. The kind of injuries that the Pelicans have endured, Brent, would hamper any team, but it's only served to highlight their lack of depth.
Well, when you have the backup to the starter get hurt, I don't know where else you go. I mean, they brought in some D-League guys and tried out some free agents last year and gave them some shots at some 10 days to see if they could find something that was going to work. So they have to have the health, Kevin, before they're going to move forward, and we can even start to talk about secondary moves.
In transition, here come the Spurs. And it's Green missing.
And just imagine how much they'd be up by, guys, if his shot was going in.
And there's DeMarcus Cousins on the assist by Rondo. Rondo's got 4 assists now tonight.
We might be in for a career night here, guys. He was solid in the first quarter. He's been even better here in the second.
Gasol a screen. Leonard against Cousins. It's stolen by Davis. Here's Holiday. Finished off the break. And now just a 4-point Spurs lead.
As soon as AD poked that ball away, the team gets out on the break. He's so good at turning defense into offense.
Parker passes to Leonard. Green left side. And stolen by Cousins. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's foul number 2 for him.
He has to back off on defense just a little bit. His team cannot afford to have him on the bench at this point in the game due to foul trouble.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Laverne, he's checked in for Gasol. Lee comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Manu Ginobili's checked in for Green, and it's Mills in for Parker. Moore dishes to Moniunas, and Moore kicks to Moniunas. Pass to Hill, the feed to Moore. New Orleans moving it around. Clock at 4. Here's Moniunas. They get it again. Ashik, and then Ashik with the dunk.
Well, Ashik in the right spot right there to haul that one in. He is outstanding at using those angles and his body.
Here's Mills. Lee passes to Ginobili. And a shooting guard by position, but Ginobili can run an offense, Brent, like a point guard, can he?
He's an incredible playmaker and has surreal vision. That's something he's gotten better at year after year. And he's so good at running pick and rolls, slithering around, using his body. Always gets to that left side. I don't know how he does it, Kevin, but always gets left.
And the Spurs making a change here. Gay's checked in, and both free throws good for Ginobili.
And it took them a while to find their touch at the line, but they have been red hot here in the second quarter.
And here is Pondexter. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. And Hill has it in the corner. Sinks the triple.
The defense slacked off a little bit. Probably didn't think he would take that one, but he made him pay.
Screen by Lee. There's the steal. Pondexter with it. Picked up by Ginobili. Here's Moore. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Moore's got the lead up to 1 now for the Pelicans. Now here's Mills. Defense is right there. Here's the screen. Here's Lee. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Brent, you had the chance to play under Coach Greg Popovich during your 4 seasons with the Spurs. Aside from the obvious accolades and plaudits, what stands out to you about him as a coach?
The one thing about Pop that stands out, Kevin, is the simple fact that the rhythm of the season is something that he has a tremendous amount of control over.
Had great feel for it.
There's no doubt about it. Pop is so good about understanding the feelings and the emotions attached to the game. And on top of that, the priority with which the game should have in your life. And that's the kind of player that they're looking for. They understand that the player has to understand the job, his accountability to his teammates, the role that he's asked to play. And then lastly, just how important basketball is in the grand scheme of things.
And both free throws good for Lee.
Well, shocker, the Spurs were the best defensive team in the NBA last season. In fact, you look at the difference between them and the average defense in the league last year, and it was not even close.
San Antonio's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Mills. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
For a guy who makes his living behind the three-point line, Mills looks comfortable there, taking it inside.
And the Spurs, so disciplined defensively, they move, it seems, as one out there.
Well, even though their big three has moved on a little bit, the system is still in place. And they can pass along a lot of the corporate knowledge that Greg Popovich talks about with regards to where to be, when to be, and how to be successful.
Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. San Antonio leading by 3. Dishes it to Laverne. Back to Mills.
Switch, 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 switch.
1:16 left to play here in the second quarter. Good on the triple.
For all the strides he's made in other parts of his game, Mills remains at his heart a dead-eye three-point shooter.
And Moore kicks to Pondexter. Moore outside. Knocked loose. Out to the right wing. Clock at 6. Here's Moniunas. No good again that time.
Yeah, those are the shots that you expect him to make. You've seen it before, and so far, just not on his A game tonight.
He doesn't hit that one. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. After this one, they're off to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. And that'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
The free throw drops for Moniunas.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
And Mills kicks to Lee. Passes it to Gay. Shot off the pick, and he connects with the jumper. Gay's got 5 points now this quarter.
The pick definitely could have been better, didn't fully commit to it, but it was still just enough to get his teammate enough room to knock down the shot.
Moore dishes to Moniunas. Off target on the 15-footer.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Spurs lead by 5. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the key to having such a strong first half?
We played good D.
That was 4 words. Thanks, Pop. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, friends and neighbors. Along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Time for the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He had 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 block. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, they've gotten to the line tonight a lot. Basically, they're saying, I'm going to take it to you. And the only way you can stop me is to foul me. But here's the thing. If you're afraid to sacrifice your body, you'll never pick up a lot of free throws. So great job in the first half.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
They played some solid team basketball, Arnie. Pretty good. They were sharing the ball. We saw some nice feeds, a lot of movement. It wasn't 5 individuals out there. It was one cohesive unit, and they got the assist to show for it. Their rhythm was nice.
That, sadly, wraps up the halftime show. The third quarter set to begin in just a few. We'll see you right here, though, after the game, so you have that to look forward to.
Kenny had so much more to say.
We come back to San Antonio now with a look at the world-famous Riverwalk with its restaurants and boats and nightclubs and people. Lots going on. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. You look at DeMarcus Cousins in this game, he has been everywhere.
Just a dominating performance in the post by him so far, just tearing them to shreds when he gets it inside.
Yeah, is there a shot down there that he didn't show them? I'm not sure. Let's see if the D can make some adjustments here as we start the third quarter.
Pelicans trail by 5. Setting the 4 now for the Pelicans. At small forward, it's Cunningham with Davis at the 4. Holiday out there with Rajon Rondo, and it's Cousins in at the center position.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Parker passes to Green. Kicks to Gasol. They set the pick. Good looking screen by Gasol. Off the pick, and Aldridge slams it in.
Yeah, and that's what you want from your point guard. Parker distributing the ball wonderfully on that possession.
Rondo kicks to Davis. Green against Holiday. There's the dish to Cousins. Back to Holiday. Rejected by Gasol. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, we know Greg Popovich uses a lot of different tools to motivate his players. Sometimes it's the things he doesn't say that works best. Popovich said, sometimes in timeouts, I'll say, I've got nothing for you. We just turned it over 6 times. Everybody's holding the ball. What do you want me to do? Figure it out. And I'll get up and walk away because it's true. It's on them. Kevin?
Thanks, DA. That accountability goes a long way.
And LaMarcus at 6'11" is capable of playing both the power forward spot and, as the league moves forward, the center position. He favors playing the 4, but that versatility was huge in the Spurs signing him and keeping him around, something every team would value.
And when you talk about Aldridge at the 4 or at the 5, Brent, which position do you think he's best at?
Well, Kevin, seeing the league going smaller and smaller, he's more skilled, I think, than most centers at that 5 spot. He's got great foot speed, lateral movement's good, and he can stay in front of the smaller players, and that enables him to stay big against small ball lineups.
Leonard hits them both. Brent, I know you're interested in coaching. You've been approached by several teams in the league. You see some coaches who like to do platoon substitutions, others who prefer to stagger minutes and blend starters with reserves. Put on your coach's hat here for a second. How would you approach that?
Well, I think it has to do with who you have on your team.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way to say I'll be a platooning coach no matter who it is that I have, because your first 5 may be good and your second 5 may be like the guys I play open gym with, and you don't want those guys in the game. So I'm always in favor of keeping one of your main stars on the floor as a conduit and the guy who can keep the rhythm of the offense going, help guys out, establish some confidence, and then swapping those guys out. And then obviously in crunch time, you're putting your best 5 on the floor to go at another team. But a lot of coaches have differing views on that. I love the fact that you can platoon guys. I'm not liking the wholesale
5 for 5
shift change. We won't do that.
Okay. Rondo kicks to Cousins, and Cousins throws it down.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Parker outside. Aldridge up on top. Pass to Gasol. Parker against Rondo. Here's Gasol. Basket good. Gasol's got 7 points.
Yeah, 3 of 4 to start this half. Offensively, they've been great.
Rondo on top, covered by Parker. Outside Holiday. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, for the Pelicans, if you looked at their alphabet, D has to come before A. One of the worst defenses in the league last season. Their goal was to become a top 10 defense. Instead, they went the other direction.
The Pelicans have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts. And the Pelicans have brought in coaches from Golden State. They simplified their defensive system. The hope was, Brent, that they could make major strides.
I think the reason why it did not materialize is the simple fact that the coaching staff did not have all the pieces that they needed to move on the chessboard last year, and so that stunts the development even going into this year. They're going to have to go back into the playbook and into the basics to begin this year, and we'll see how far they can come.
A finish, and then Cousins with the dunk.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
Parker against Rondo. Parker dishes to Leonard. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got his 6th assist on the night.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, he has a great ability to lead his man with the pass, puts him in great position to score.
He kicks it to Gasol. For 3, and that's good. Tony Parker for 3. He's got 11.
And while Parker does not take many threes, when he does, you just have a feeling it's going in.
Outside Rondo. He feeds it to Cousins. Tries to keep it alive from 11 feet away. And the layup's good off the glass. Cousins has got 10 points in just the second half.
Yeah, this team would be in some bad shape, guys, if he wasn't scoring like this right now.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Good looking screen by Gasol. Outside Leonard takes the 13-footer. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the foul against New Orleans.
Good scorers have that ability. When Leonard gets that deep, it's usually a bucket, a trip to the free throw line, or both. Still a lot of potential with Drew Holiday, I feel. He can pass and he can shoot and he can beat you off the dribble. He's just got a nice change of pace to his game. A herky-jerky style guard, but playing alongside Anthony Davis, lots of room for him to operate.
And he can't get the first one. And the one thing you like about Holiday, the versatility with his size and shooting. He can play on or off the ball well.
Well, he's got a lot of attributes for a combo guard in this league because he can play both positions on either end of the floor and defend them as well. But you like the ball in his hands. He's a gifted operator. And I really like, Kevin, the fact that when the ball is in Drew Holiday's hands, he has an opportunity to connect with Anthony Davis.
Good on the second free throw. Pelicans trail by 5. Rondo kicks to Davis, and the pass to Cousins. That's short off the rim.
Ill-advised shot there.
And he knows it. Got locked into scoring mode. Couldn't pull it back.
Parker kicks to Gasol. Inside, here's Leonard. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. He's been punishing them at the line in this one, going 7 of 8.
And how about the job he's done at the free throw line?
The Pelicans last season looked to pick up the pace of their offense and unleash the athleticism of AD Anthony Davis. Before that, they'd been one of the more methodical teams in the NBA.
Davis with a screen on Green. Holiday, the pass to Davis. Fader on the way. Good. Davis has got 12 points in the game.
When Anthony Davis gets the rock and lets it go from there, he just makes it look so incredibly easy.
Brent, you look at the pace for the Pelicans last season, above average.
Well, their pace would have been good for top 5 back in 14-15, Kevin, but the league as a whole is becoming much more up-tempo. If it wins games and it wins fans, a lot of teams are willing to try it, but it's up to general managers to find the personnel to carry it out.
He dishes it to Holiday. Just 5 on the clock. A rebound by the Spurs. And Leonard has it in the corner. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. New Orleans moving it around. Feeds it to Holiday. Again, Holiday missing.
Well, sometimes when you're that wide open, you start to overthink it, and it looks like that's what he did there.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Parker outside. The feed to Gasol. Aldridge a screen. Baseline jumper. Gasol missing again. Pelicans trail by 6. Rondo dishes to Holiday. Here's Cunningham. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
Outstanding D there. They really got up in his shirt and made him uncomfortable.
It's stolen by Davis. Parker against Rondo. Cousins, the kick out to Holiday. Back to Cousins. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. You can talk about franchise players, but Brent, Anthony Davis is the total package.
Well, he does it all on the court, Kevin, and we're always reminded that he did play some point guard in high school. Imagine that. So it's not just that. He is a humble kid, a hardworking kid. He connects with his teammates and the community, and they rave about his character off the court. So you got it all with Anthony Davis.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Montiunas is checked in for Anthony Davis. Hill comes in for Cunningham. Quincy Pondexter, he's checked in for Drew Holiday. And it's Etuan Moore checking in for Rajon Rondo. A putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
Here's Gay. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Gay's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
His release is just so smooth from the mid-range.
Mills with the steal. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Ginobili the pass to Lee. Pass to Mills. And it's San Antonio with another.
And the more versatile Mills becomes offensively, the harder it will be to defend him.
Moore right side. Dishes to Cousins. The turnaround. Good on the bucket. Cousins has got 28. Spurs leading by 5. Now here's Mills. 10 points for him. Passes it to Gay. It's Ginobili on the wing. Just 5 to shoot. And the rejection by Cousins. And Moore kicks to Montiunas. And the layup is good. Montiunas has got 9.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Mills dishes to Lee. Kicks it to Gay. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Head coach Greg Popovich named the new head coach for the U.S. national team for the next 4 years. And Brent, I bet you like that selection.
No, I love that selection, especially with Pop's military background. And he's been an assistant for Team USA since 2002. So he's done a lot of great things in the pros, but I know Pop takes a great deal of pride, not only in his country, of course, but certainly in coaching that team.
Omer Ashe, he's checked in for New Orleans. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
And to think that Omer Ashe at one point was a top 5 defensive center in the NBA, but he's fallen off a little bit. I think a lot of the reason why is because the game is just changing. It might not sound like much, but with his offensive game far from being a strong suit, it's really hurting his value around the league.
And you look at the numbers from Ashe last season, not rebounding as well or scoring, Brent, as well as he had. And his rate of turnovers, as your analytics tell you, going up.
Yeah, not great on the rim protection numbers last year. He showed some signs that he could be dominant down there, but that's fallen by the wayside. Less minutes and less activity for Ashe. We'll see if he recovers this year.
He's perfect from the line this time.
The Australian-born Patty Mills, former second-round pick. Who knew Mills would someday win an NBA championship? Well, the Spurs did.
There's a screen by Modiunas. Shot, high post. The dish to Moore. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Ashik, the pass to Moore. Goes back up. Modiunas, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to be on David Lee. The Pelicans have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12. The free throw drops for Modiunas. That one is no good. San Antonio leading by 5. And Mills kicks to Ginobili. Back to Mills. They set the screen. Ginobili gets a wide open look. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Well, this is something he's working on. A good natural leader from the point guard position wants to help out by becoming a better facilitator.
Pondexter dishes to Modiunas. Ashik with a screen on Lee. Modiunas no luck. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Basket counts. That's now 8 points for Manu Ginobili.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
And Moore kicks to Pondexter. Down low. He with the block. Out of bounds. Pelicans ball as New Orleans keeps possession. Modiunas kicks to Moore. Off the screen. And they pick up 2. Moore's got 9.
A bad shot. Good result.
We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the third. No good from Lee. Pelicans trail by 7. And Moore kicks to Modiunas. Rebounded by the Spurs. Lee's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Now Mills. He's got 12. Moore. It doesn't go for him. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. It's the Spurs up 7. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. And a moment ago inside the huddle with head coach Alvin Gentry.
Guys, we got to be more solid, okay? We got to be more solid defensively. Now we got to dig in, we got to guard, okay? And then we got to execute our offense.
A lot of things on that list, trying to refocus his troops moments ago, Coach Alvin Gentry.
Yeah, the energy's all right, but the execution definitely could be better with and without the basketball.
And the final period of play just about to start. Here's Parker. Manu is at the 2 with Leonard playing the 3. Laverne is out there with Rudy Gay, and it's Parker in at the 1. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. A 3 from Leonard. The shot, no good. Good D by Rondo. Pelicans trail by 7. Shot clock at 6. To the middle. Laverne grabs the miss.
Yeah, credit the D there. Got his hands up and made sure he wasn't comfortable on the release.
Well, sometimes coaches just tell you about changing shots rather than blocking shots. Something like that won't show up in the stat sheet, but just as important, trust me, coaches know.
Rondo kicks to Asik. Back to Rondo. Pass to Davis. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Brent, you remember when Anthony Davis came into the league, the only question mark was his slender frame. Those days are over.
Well, when he turned sideways his rookie year, you couldn't find him, but he's put on 30 pounds of muscle and has still retained all of that quickness. So that's a testament to the training staff as well as his discipline and commitment in the offseason to get better. Remember, he's working on that three-point shot, Kevin. Imagine that when that comes along.
Pau Gasol's checked in for San Antonio. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. And a change for the Pelicans. Cunningham's checked in. Leonard sets a screen for Parker. He kicks to Green. It's Gay on the wing. No good from the wing.
Yeah, I know the shot's been off just a smidge tonight, but he's contributed in other ways to help his team have the lead in this game so far.
Holiday, the pass to Davis. Back to Holiday. It's in there. Davis with the assist. And that's 11 points for Drew Holiday.
Now Holiday looking comfortable there when he gets in close.
Parker dishes to Leonard. Back to Parker. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Nice unselfish dish there, right where his teammate could do something with it.
And Holiday kicks to Rondo. And they double up Rondo. It's stolen by Green. Here's Leonard. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And the defender was slow reacting, didn't fully account for Kawhi's quickness. Slow played him and gets to the free throw line.
Shooting for San Antonio, Kawhi Leonard. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. The Spurs making a switch here. Aldridge is checked in. And he's good on the second. Pelicans trail by 9. Here's the pass to Cunningham. And the rejection by Leonard. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard. On defense, San Antonio. Here's Cunningham.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Spurs leading by 9. Nobody near Parker. No good from outside. Parker with the steal. Now here's the fast break. Parker leading the way. Outside Leonard. Shoots the 3. That shot off the mark. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. Holiday, the pass to Davis. This one for 3. A rebound by the Spurs.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And when you think about it, speed, such a fundamental part of Parker's game. You wonder how well he'd age in the NBA.
Well, one season he almost led the league in points in the paint, and that's for a point guard. So those days are gone. He relies more on a deadly in-between game. He's the youngest of the Spurs' big 3, but with his hamstring injury just 2 seasons ago, they look to manage those minutes a little bit more carefully.
That's good from Green.
And such an important contributor to his team's success over the years. It's amazing that Green was a 2nd-round pick and coming out of a big school at that.
Both free throws good from Green. Pelicans trail by 11. Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
Timeout.
You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I'm not so sure the defense knows how they can stop this guy, and I'm not so sure the coach knows either. This guy's absolutely on fire. Alvin, one of the best in the league at drawing up plays to free up a shooter. He's been doing that his whole career.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Hey guys, I got a chance to find out what Alvin Gentry talked about with his players. He is not happy with the turnovers. He said, we have got to get some shots. It's as simple as that, guys. Play smart and value the basketball. We'll see if the message sunk in, Kevin.
Holiday with it. He's picked up by Parker, and the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his 4th foul of the contest. And Holiday kicks to Cunningham. Back to Holiday. Leonard with the steal.
You know, you could see him bait him into that one. He was just waiting on that pass, and as soon as it came out of the post, he was all over.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more. And Brent Gentry usually leads the league or is right at the top of it in terms of points out of timeouts for coaches.
Well, it may sound like a silly stat, Kevin, but you think about it, when it is that coaches call these timeouts, usually they're either losing momentum or the other team is, and to come back with a play that gets you an efficient, good look at the basket for a score, that's impressive stuff.
Feeds to Davis. 5 to shoot. Screened by Cousins. And the Pelicans miss again.
That was a half-hearted pick, and he was just going through the motions on that possession, and now it ends up costing him.
Leonard kicks to Gasol. Leonard dishes to Aldridge. He feeds it to Parker. And Davis sends it back.
Phenomenal defense by Anthony Davis to spike that shot back. He'd make a heck of a volleyball player. Well, he could not have been any more wide open, guys. Wow, I bet he nails that shot next time he gets a clean look.
And yes, it's good. Green's got 4 points this quarter.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Holiday. Green with the block.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Rondo kicks to Holiday, and it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got assist number 8 here in this one already. San Antonio with the ball. Big stretch here, going 10-2. Aldridge with a screen on Rondo. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Here's Gasol, and oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Parker against Rondo. Davis sets a screen. Rondo kicks to Cousins, and it's good. 2 points.
He's been incredible in this half. Anytime he pulls up from outside, you think that's bottoms.
That one misses for Cousins. And certainly LaMarcus Aldridge has the capability to be a go-to scorer, but Brent, he takes a lot of mid-range contested jump shots. Those aren't historically really Spurs types of shots.
Well, it's been interesting, Kevin, because LaMarcus Aldridge is so good at the mid-range that it's made Popovich rethink some of his offensive calibration, and they've searched him out in the spots where he's best. I think his comfort level continues to rise inside of this offense, and he'll get more and more efficient.
And Davis sends it back. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cousins.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Well, good hand-eye coordination, but he could only get the deflection very close.
On the wing, Green, guarded by Holiday. Outside Aldridge. Gasol a screen. Parker passes to Leonard. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
That's the power and strength he brings. Kawhi able to absorb the contact. I'm not even sure he felt it and still knocks it down.
The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard. And the Pelicans with possession here. 17-point game. Knocked loose. Gasol with the steal. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way.
You combine his massive size and then his desire to pound the glass. It makes him a tough cover on the board.
Inside, Gasol with the steal. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Here's Leonard. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. 31 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Green dishes to Parker. And a miss there on the triple. Pelicans trail by 19. And Holiday kicks to Rondo. And there's the feed to Davis. Back to Rondo. Screen by Cousins. Here's Cunningham. And again, no good by New Orleans.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
And even though he's been on a roll tonight, that one was a bit forced.
Here's Cousins. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Spurs leading by 19 points. Leonard the pass to Parker. Leonard dishes to Green. Gasol kicks to Green. To the inside. And it's going to be a 3-second call. Pelicans trail by 19. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Cousins dishes to Cunningham. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
And Cunningham is just an athletic big man who knows how to get to the free throw line.
But there's been some talk that the dependency on three-pointers is bad for the game of basketball. Even Greg Popovich, your former coach, said they weren't great for the sport. Do you see any truth in that?
Well, I think Pop's just upset that he didn't have as good a three-point shooters on his team over the past couple of years. I don't think so, Kevin. I mean, the game is moving towards the three-point line and expanding the space and pace type of offenses that we've seen, and teams having great success doing that. It's really hard to fault a team like Golden State, who's the blueprint for that sort of activity, motion, and scoring prowess. That's what teams are looking to do. The copycat league is underway, so more three-pointers are coming.
Pelicans trail by 18, and it's Rondo in the corner. Trains the three-pointer.
In that first half, guys, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes as they have here in the second, trying to use that shot to stay in the game.
Parker with it. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Parker passes to Green. The kick out to Aldridge from about 19 feet, and Davis pulls it down. Davis has got 9 rebounds now tonight. Outside Rondo. He dishes it to Cousins. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw.
Well, he's putting his game right in the face of the defense right now and just driving into the paint to get contact.
Parker outside. It's stolen by Davis. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. Rondo with the ball.
Love the rhythm that Drew showed on that catch-and-shoot jumper.
Spurs leading by 12. Parker outside. Outside Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Gasol against Cousins. Misses off the left iron.
Yeah, I have no idea why he went with the fadeaway there. The defense was nowhere near him, and he should have just kept it simple.
Oh, man, how about the last-minute decision there to pull the shot down and get a better one for your teammate?
Parker outside. Green, the screen. They need this one. Aldridge misses. Pelicans trail by 10. Inside. And again, Drew Holiday.
Yeah, crafty pass inside gets him that nice look.
San Antonio's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Aldridge inside. Davis is there. Pass to Leonard. Stolen by Holiday. Floats one. Cousins. Great positioning on the putback.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Green, the screen. Leonard with the ball. He's against Cunningham. Leonard, no luck.
The defense arrived just in the nick of time to throw him off there. So fortunate he missed that one, guys.
Kept alive. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Great size and great balance for a big man. Aldridge does a superb job of finishing through the contact.
Rondo kicks to Davis. Fires for 3. He can't get that one. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside Leonard. Right block shot. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And that's so difficult. You just try to challenge Kawhi's shot, think you've timed it perfectly, but instead, it's an up fake.
Shooting for San Antonio.
He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 9. And he makes both free throws.
Those free throws are the nail in the coffin, guys.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're trailing by 10. 26 seconds left to play in the final quarter. 26 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And Moore kicks to Monty and they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. The clock now can just run out for the Spurs. Gay kicks to Ginobili. And so it's San Antonio with the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Where do you think your team is right now at this point in the season?
Well, we've done a lot better. We've done a lot better recently, and we want to continue. We don't want to get complacent. I think we still got ways to go and things to improve. But we're definitely doing a lot better than we were.
Great performance tonight, pal. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And standing by for the postgame show, let's head over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And with this one in the books, we're ready to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kawhi Leonard. He took control in the final period. In fact, his ability to generate major points down the stretch, nothing short of magnificent.
From the small forward position, Kawhi Leonard does just about what anyone else has done in the history of the game. I mean, look, he defends, and then on the offensive end, he makes you guard him. Kawhi Leonard is a difference maker on both ends of the floor.
I thought this performance he needed to deliver, Ernie. He needed this game. You look at how he's been playing recently, and this was huge for him to come out and have a great night. You can really tell a lot about a player, how they break out of a slump. He responded exactly the way he needed to.
And that is a wrap, everybody. Thanks for joining us this evening. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. See you again soon.